ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। नमः सर्वेभ्यः पुनरपि स्वागतम्. In the last episode, I tried explaining everything in simple Sanskritam, but it had to be stepped down to the level of where everyone can understand and get the meaning out of it. I will go back to the narration in English itself. Sahasra yuga paryantam ahaha yat brahmanaha viduhu ratrim yuga sahasrantam te ahoratra vido janaha. And then avyaktat vyaktaya sarvaha prabhavantyah ragame ratriagame praliyante tatraiva avyakta samjnake bhutagramassa evayam bhutva bhutva praliyate ratriagame vashah partha prabhavatyah ragame parastasmattu bhavonyah avyakto vyaktat sanatanaha yassa sarveshu bhuteshu नश्यत्सु न विनश्यति अव्यक्तोऽक्षर इत्युक्तः तमाहुः परमां गतिं यं प्राप्य न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम. So here Sahasra Yuga Paryantam, for thousands of years, Ahaha Yad Brahmanaha Viduhu, according to us, according to the Shastras, the time division is very unique. From Truti onwards, Yuga Paryantam, meaning a small unit of time measurement till the infinity, everything has its own unit-wise division. So, Ahaha is a day time. Ahoratri we say. Ahaha is day. Ratram is the night. Ahoratram, one day and night together, a day for us is of 24 hours. But for Brahma, what is this one day of time? Many occasions, Abhinav Kidambi Mahodaya has explained the time duration and the number of years that occurs in different yugas, in different calculations. That's what he narrated in one of the Purana narration, Narasimha Purana, when he was telling, I keep remembering. So here Brahma's one day ahaha viduhu and Sahasra Yuga Paryantam, one Sahasra Yuga ahaha, meaning Sahasra Yuga, 1000 of Yuga duration, meaning Chaturyuga. Chaturyuga has 432,000 years, which is one Chaturyuga, and Sahasra Yuga, meaning 1000 of Chaturyuga together, Paryantam ahaha yad brahmanaha vidhu. This is one day time, meaning 12 hours of Brahma. Ratrim yuga sahasrantam te ahoratra vido janaha. People who know this time duration are the knowers of time. Avyaktad vyaktayah sarvaha prabhavanti aharagame. Whenever there is aha rising, when the sun rises in the east, or according to the fact sun doesn't rise, but it doesn't matter, from a point of view of human beings and any other living creatures on the surface of earth, sun rises. So when sun rises, that is what is one ahaha, one day, meaning 12 hours of Brahma's duration is 1000 of 4,32,000 years is when the creation happens. Avyaktat vyaktayah sarvaha prabhavanti aha aharagame. Whenever there is ahaha, daytime for Brahma, then sarvaha prabhavanti. Avyaktat vyaktayah sarvaha prabhavanti. So whenever the aha happens, a daytime happens for Brahma, there is a creation. Everything comes out of Brahma whenever there is ahaha, daytime. And what is the condition of that Brahma in before creation itself? It is avyakta. Avyaktat vyaktayah sarvaha prabhavanti ahaha ahaha agame aharagame. Whenever there is daytime of Brahma, the world which is manifested comes out of Brahma. Meaning, originally, the entire universe in its original form of Brahma is avyakta. It is unmanifested. It is intangible things. That is the Upanishads claim that way. That is the nature of Brahma. Avyaktat vyaktayah sarvaha prabhavanti aharagame ratriagame praliyante tatra eva avyakta samjnake. And you see, when there is a creation, then destruction is ought to happen. Meaning there is no other way. If something is created, it has to be destroyed. It is to be destroyed. This is the rule. If something is born, it has to die. So, in the second chapter, he says, न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजः नित्यः शाश्वतः अयं पुराणः न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. It's a beautiful explanation of how some entity that came into existence in the manifested form has to undergo 6 changes. These changes are inevitable. Jayate, asti, vardhate, parinamate, apakshiyate and mriyate. These are the 6 changes that occurs to every manifested entity. Something is born, something establishes its existence, and then vardhate, it grows, it expands, and parinamate, viparinamate also, it undergoes a big transformation, and then apakshiyate, it decays, and then mriyate, it dies. This is a cycle, in fact, natural cycle. If something is born, it has to be succumb to death. It has to die. There is no other go. You might have observed how Rakshasas are different in this context. Rakshasas never want to die. In fact, every Rakshasa, after doing a great tapasya on either Brahma or Vishnu or Shiva, they ask this one specific boon, vara, that they do not want to die. They want to be amaras all the time. But it is against the natural law. It is against the dharma. So natural law, when I say, it is dharma. So they basically are against dharma, meaning they do not want to accept the reality. They do not want to undergo the changes. And that is why those Rakshasas are tamasic in nature. So when you do not understand the natural law, harmonious existence in the world, one doesn't understand, one wants to live forever. How? It is impossible. So they cannot comprehend that it is a cycle of any manifested life form, that it has to die. When you do not understand, then one becomes a Rakshasa, one who doesn't understand the dharma, one who doesn't understand the reality of nature, how it is unmanifested, manifested, and then it goes back to unmanifested form, which is avyakta. So, vyakta and avyakta. The entire world is divided into two divisions of its existence. One is manifested, the other ones are unmanifested. It is very common also amongst all our communications and our thinking pattern as well. We assume something and we want to speak. What is spoken out through the Vaikhari walk, that is, audible sound, sometimes that is different from what we think. And what is thought very seriously is not spoken. There is a discrepancy between the thinking and speaking sometimes. So, this is what avyakta. Vyakta is something manifested, something which is spoken, and avyakta is unmanifested, which is in the mind itself. And there are many thoughts which are unmanifest, and they only few are put out, which are avyakta. So avyakta and avyakta, avyakta and vyakta. This is the transition happens for all, whether it is living creatures, non-living creatures, or intermediate, entities. All should undergo, or obviously those undergo these phases. From unmanifest, something manifests. From the manifestation, it goes back to unmanifest. So this is what in the 18th sloka of 8th chapter it says, between manifestation and unmanifestation of the existence of the entire universe depends on the day and night of that Brahma. The unmanifest, avyaktat vyaktayah sarvaha prabhavanti aharagame. Whenever there is ahaha, daytime, then manifestation happens from the unmanifest. And then whenever there is night time, it goes back from a manifestation condition to unmanifestation, which we call as praliyante or pralaya. Utpatti and pralaya. Prabhavanti, prabhavaha and pralayaha. Prabhava is creation, pralaya is, we don't say actually destruction, but it merges itself into its cause. So when we look at this event phenomenon of manifested from unmanifested form, and from manifested to unmanifested to, this is what is the Jagat, this is what is the universe, this is the law, this is dharma. And bhutagramah saha eva ayam bhutva bhutva praliyate. And in the next shloka it says, this cycle continues. This cycle in this yoga, for one cycle it continues and it repeats in the same. So from this perspective, many people say, what happened in the past, after a cycle that repeats, whatever happened in the past is going to be repeated in the future, because it is a cyclical observation of the time, cyclical phenomenon of the creation and the destruction, and manifestation and unmanifestation is the law of the creation. So this is what 8th chapter 17th and 18th shlokas claim. We see in the upcoming discussion how this is very closely associated with the bhakti. Namas sarvebhyah punarmilamah.